Good morning, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from and your time zone. Thank you for coming back again to join me on this channel. My name is Franca Abraham Emaku Adejube, and thanks for joining me again once more. And as we continue from where we stopped yesterday, I think we stopped after I had my first radioiodine therapy. The radioiodine, the one you swallow, the tablet, the capsule. I had my first treatment on the day Michael Jackson died. That's the 25th of June, 2009, I think, yeah. That was my first treatment. And leading on after that, I had about two or three more that's radioiodine therapies. And all this while, when they kept checking and they just said, they just kept checking my blood and they would say I need another radiation, and I kept going. In 2012, I think that's when I had the last radioiodine therapy. And then my then doctor, that's my doctor that was looking after me then, was Dr. Healy. She's into nuclear medicine. So I had a meeting with her and I was told I'm now stage 4. Apparently the cancer had spread. And I don't know if I remember if I mentioned this while I was mentioning the thyroidectomy. When I had that thyroidectomy, when my thyroid gland was taken off, after that operation, I had normally after your operation, you have a meeting with the surgeon and they tell you what and what they did and how it turned out, He said to me, while he was taking out the thyroid glands, there was a nerve going down my chest from my neck. He trailed it up to somewhere there in my chest, but could not go further because it wasn't an open chest operation. Sorry, it was a neck operation. So where he could remove it up to, he just tied it up there. So I am thinking now, maybe the thyroid tissues were already in that tissue that went into my chest. Because at this point I was told the thyroid cancer had gone into my lungs, So from then on, that's 2012, I was now introduced to the oncology clinic. For those of you who don't know the oncology clinic, oncologists are those that look after cancer. So in 2012, I was now introduced to the oncology clinic, where I used to attend once every month. They check my bloods and check the level of the disease and decide on medications or treatments to use, So life went on. And while all this was going on, after my third child, I had a series of miscarriages. Altogether, if I want to count, 1 month, that's if I want to count those that were just 4 to 6 weeks, I'll be counting 4 miscarriages. And the last miscarriage I had was very bad because it was almost becoming obvious, I was almost 5 months. And I went to the hospital. They just checked. There was nothing wrong. They just checked and there was no heartbeat. And I was told I had lost the baby, but they didn't want to have an abortion for. They didn't want to bring it out for me. They wanted me to go and have it at home. So they gave me 3 tablets to go home and take. It was on a Friday. I took them that Friday night, and by Saturday morning I was kind of like in labor with pains and all, and it was a horrible experience. I went to when I started feeling pains, I went downstairs. I was trying to go and meet my husband in the living room because that's the period, you have this Arsenal thing. My husband used to be he's still an Arsenal fan, like you can't separate him and Arsenal. So I was going downstairs to meet him to tell him, or was I even sitting? Okay, I think we were sitting together downstairs. He was watching football and I was just lying on him there. And then this pain just came and I went to the downstairs, the guest toilet. And lo and behold, the minute I just sat down, I just felt my baby drop, like that was it. So, and because, man proposes and God disposes. Even before I got married, I knew I wanted 4 kids. And when I married my husband, we both agreed on 4 kids, We talk about 4 kids. And even when I registered a business name back in Nigeria, we registered 4 days. And at that time, we had just 2 kids, So that was why I was looking for the 4th child. I wasn't looking, but I get pregnant easily. But with the treatment and everything, you would expect that I would not get pregnant that much, because even the doctors told me to stop trying because, I'm on too many medications that could even harm the baby, So after that last experience, it was very bad. It was a bad experience. So I didn't want to go there again. And then I think I had a very bad episode where I wasn't well. Did I? No, 2012. This is 2012 now. 13. No, all this while I'm still walking away, going to work and doing my usual stuff, So, leading to 2015, I was still going to work and doing my usual thing. And I was sitting at home one weekend like that, watching TV. And I just felt limp. I just felt limp. And I had to call the ambulance. And when they came, I was rushed to the hospital. And I was asked how many, after the initial test, when you get to the hospital, they asked how many months gone was I. And I said, no, I'm not pregnant, like I've had, okay, sorry, I didn't remember to tell you that after I finished my radiation therapy in 2012, my period became irregular. So when I saw my doctor, I was told I was going into early menopause because of the treatment. So this time, I could see my period for 2 months and not sit another 6 months. So I was just like that. So when the doctor had told me there was, I wasn't going to be able to carry full-term pregnancy anymore. So I just zeroed my mind about having any more babies. So in this I'm going back now to the 2015 day. So I was sitting at home, like I said, felt sick, and I called the ambulance. and I was taken to the hospital, and they had the first, preamble test, everything, and they said my sugar was very low, and they tried to give me sweet stuff and all that. And after they did the test, they came back to me and they asked me, how many months gone are you? I'm like, how many months gone? How? I'm not pregnant. And they said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. They said, when was your last period? And I said, last weekend. So they took my blood and went and came back and said, you are definitely pregnant. The thing now is, we don't know how far gone. So after I had the scan, I had to stay in hospital that day. So they did all the tests they needed to do, had the scan, and I was told I was 16 weeks and 6 days pregnant. So, and all this while I've been taking treatment, I have not done antenatal. It's a lot to take in at once. So I was really scared at this point. So after a couple of days, I was discharged. I went home. I remember that day when they said I was definitely pregnant. I called my husband and I said, Randy, sorry for those of you that don't understand Yoruba, you will not understand this, but I have to say it in the language so those that understand the language would have the catch of it, So I called him and I said, Wale woman ni mo lóyún. And he said, being his usual, he's always very funny, and he was like, ta ló fún ẹ lóyún bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn sínsìn, and we laughed about it. And that was it. I went back home after I was discharged, and at this point, I had just a few months left. So it was just like, this was when I now started feeling everything pregnant, And this pregnancy, I would say, was kind of my best because my other girls were already grown. My last child was 8. My first was, I think, 16. So they were very happy and eager to have a baby sister. They didn't want a brother. So we went shopping together for the baby stuff and all that. In fact, everything happened, and I had, when I was 7 months gone, I had to go for an emergency. I had to go for an emergency CS because at this time the cancer was getting really aggressive and my body could not carry the baby anymore. So I had to get the baby out to save the baby's life and my life as well. So I was booked in, and I and my husband went, and the baby was brought out. Before now, sorry, I missed out that part. After they did scan for me in hospitals, I will go back. I'll go and pay specialist hospitals to do scans again because I was scared in case something went wrong with the baby because of all the treatment I had gone through, all the medications. I was really scared, But to the glory of God, to the glory of the Most High God, the one and only God, my baby came out strong, healthy, and perfect. And to the glory of God, she has been strong, healthy, and perfect. She's 7 years old now. She's 7 years old now, and she's my joy, Whew. I just thank God every day for her. So I had the CS, and the minute she was brought out, I had to be taken to the oncology hospital. I started chemo. I had bad reaction to chemo. My hands, I could not walk, I could not hold on to anything. So I couldn't really take care of my child. I could not nurse her, I couldn't nurse her, I couldn't do anything for her. Thank God for good friends. I have a friend in this country. She's actually my sister-in-law, my cousin's wife. But she's always been with me, and I pray for her every day that God will bless and keep everything that matters to her. Her name is Georgia Okushino. She was the one that helped me nurse that baby from birth, because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't hold on to anything. I couldn't walk. I had my stitches from childbirth. So she was the one nursing the baby for me, doing everything. And my kids, they were doing the ones the little they could do, and also taking care of themselves. That's why I admire and appreciate my kids a lot. They're strong kids. They've been through it all, they've seen it all, and they've come out very strong. So that was it. I reacted badly to the chemo, so I was ill for a very long time. That my friend, my bestie for life, Georgia, was the one looking after my newborn while I was taking treatment. I will stop here today. I've gone too far. I'll stop here today, and I'll just round up by saying thank you always for watching. Don't forget to like, share. Don't forget to like and share, and don't forget to say thank you, Lord, for every morning you wake up, because it is by His grace we are all here. Thank you. Have a lovely and blessed day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Love you.